Yeah. All-Pro JAFFos, ball out Pro Bowl, Tony Romo, 40-yard dash, boy, don't be slow-mo. Get on the court, boy, I'm in go. Outside in the sun like Elliot Kobo. I'm running fast, LA de la Cruz. Turn on the JAFFos, get my news. A7FL doing good, how I knew. All-Pro JAFFo, the All-Pro, they talk sports, they speak facts. You talk smack, you get sacked. Come tune in, sit in chat. Sport you like, they speak all that.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to another episode of the All-Pro JAFFos, bringing you the highly elevated sports talk for the highly elevated sports fan. I'm your host, JP. Alongside me, the greatest DJ on the motherfucking planet, Mr. DJ Mad Sticks.
What's up?
And the prodigy, Mr. EJ Wisdom. So, if you guys were just on before, once again, when you get the chance, after this, don't do it right now, but after this, go check out that one-on-one conversation between me and arena football goat, Mr. Barry Wagner. Still thinking about it. Hell of a conversation, hell of a human being. I was not expecting it to go where it went, but nonetheless, being able to kind of talk to somebody that I was able to watch when he was actually playing was pretty damn cool. So go check that out after this. But this episode, we got to bring you guys a preview of this weekend's Final Four in the A7FL playoffs between the East versus the West. It'll be the Insomniacs taking on the Animals, and the BIC taking on the Sickwidit. There in Las Vegas. Both teams or both games will be played in Vegas. So that's going to be very interesting to see how all of that plays out. We kind of expected this to be the Final Four. Didn't know that. I mean, it took up until I think last week and a half for us to find out how it was going to be played. Whether it was just going to be conferences taking on themselves, and then, obviously East meeting West once again in the championship. But there were talks. Obviously, we had Derek Duncan on here before, talking about how they wanted to do it, which is basically having East versus West, 1 seed in the West taking on the 2 seed in the East, and 1 seed in the East taking on the 2 seed in the West. So that's how it's going to play out this weekend. Going to be very interesting. It could be 2 Jersey teams playing each other in the championship. Could be 2 Vegas teams playing in the championship. In all likelihood, it's probably going to be Vegas versus New Jersey in the championship. Where? Still kind of to be determined, if I'm not mistaken. We had to bring him in a little bit. Ladies and gentlemen, you guys know him. You guys love him. East and West, universally loved. Sugar Light.
I don't know if they love him, dog. Let's be real. I be catching some heat.
Yeah, you catch heat, but that's more of like the football side. As a person and everything else, you're pretty well respected on both coasts, my friend. So
yeah, well, look, I'd rather be respected than liked, and some of that respect turns into like. So I'll take it, man.
It's all good. So I mean, it's gonna be a big weekend. Big weekend for the A7FL.
Oh, dude. Have you heard what's happening behind the scenes and the madness that's happening in Vegas right now?
Right now?
Yeah.
No. What happened?
Oh, dude. I look. Jaffos exclusive.
Love it when breaking news comes up. What happened?
We lost access to our fields on Sunday.
Oh,
Oh,
fuck.
damn.
Not to fret. We got a replacement field lined up with Pinecrest Academy. Cadence, maybe just as nice, potentially better, but a whole lot more heavy lifting for me to try to mobilize and get the crew ready and not have the regular support and cadence that we've had for Matter all this time. You know, we know what those guys can provide for us. We get it set up ahead of time. We know who to talk to, ice, water, gear, everything kind of packed away the way we need to. We roll it out, got a whole team to do the whole thing. Now it's starting from scratch.
Shit, what happened?
Well, there was an incident that took place beyond our control, A7FL related, in the front of the school uh, after our games on Sunday. And it just so happens that an A7FL player was standing around there, and they, as a precautionary measure, decided that they didn't want to have whatever that was affiliated with their school. And by bringing A7 back, that it could potentially be an issue for them. I believe it's going to be all worked out and we'll be good to go in the next week or two because literally we've got access to all the people who were involved, including the officer who was involved in it, to get their statement and clear our name, their name, and what have you. But until all of that happens, it's better safe than sorry for the school, and I completely understand that they've got kids to look after and a reputation to uphold for themselves, and of course I got to do the same. And I will be 100% straight. The coach at Matter, who's the one who put this thing together for us, is the one who got us the access to all the other schools that we could go play at, and said, "Hey, man, I'm so sorry. We're going to make sure that we do right by you and make sure you have a place to play, but it's just not going to happen here based on just policy procedure. We have to take a cooling off period to see this thing out." So, yeah, man, the last 2 days has been wild.
I mean, at least it wasn't, anything that had to do with the ace. Like it was something completely separate, from that. So that's
Yeah, man.
the one
Like
thing that I was worried about.
when I heard about it, and the player who happened to be the one that was in the area involved, who was just, I mean, he's not a Boy Scout, but the closest thing to it, man. The dude is rock solid with how he carries himself, his social media. I mean, when you say have your social media be clean so you can be picked up, he epitomizes all of that, man. And for him to be the person, I'm like, okay, so I know nothing was actually going down on his side, so let me see this through and see what's up. And he's like, yeah, man, that it's just wild circumstances. Nothing to do with us. We wrong place, wrong time, and it looks bad for us, but we'll get it straight.
Well, I mean, at least there is a field to go to. At least the Final Four, everything like that is still, ready to go. New location, but that's obviously, like you said, a little bit more heavy lifting to do on that front. But at least everything is still a go, and nothing too bad. That has just a quick replacement of a flat tire. That's really all it is. So
Of a car. We got to go back and trade our rental back in.
yeah. Well, I mean, it's obviously it's been a hell of a season. This is definitely a
Has it though? I mean, it's been a hell of a season in the East.
well. I didn't want to go and say that.
Look,
But
look, I'll be the first to admit it, man. Look, Vegas has elevated its teams at every level, but the Insomniacs got so much better. It wasn't fun.
yeah, I mean, it was it was interesting. I mean, don't get me wrong. Like the West had a few pretty decent games and stuff like that were played. I mean, like that Hunter's gold game
Yeah,
in
Hunter's
the middle of
Gold,
the season was
Gold Stealth, Hunter's Stealth. This last Stealth Hunters game was close until I'm sorry, Stealth Hunters, and then Sickwidit versus Stealth, close to the first half. So, and we had a lot of great first halves, and then a lot of being done with the game early.
Yeah, I mean, it's just when the Insomniacs are, and you know what? I was actually kind of, I was quietly celebrating because I was looking at it going, oh no, no third quarter. Now in my head, I'm going, there shouldn't be a third quarter,
Right, you're always the
but
one who's saying that. I'm like, we
I'm,
need to end this
I'm
now. I'm like, damn it, Josh, shut up.
we do because there needs to be an Insomniac rule or something like
Mm.
that. If you're getting your ass whooped 60 plus to nothing by the end of the first half, maybe just call it a day and drive home. Like this is
Yeah, I mean, but you understand the longer the broadcast goes, the more watch hours we get on
yeah,
our platforms, the more time our broadcast partners have to insert commercials. Like
yeah,
there's a lot that goes into that.
oh
But
yeah,
at least this last week it was more player safety related because by the time uh, Gold got to the end of the first half, it was super hot. They were down to like 11 guys, and there was no chance to come back. And the guys are like, "Yeah, let's be smart about this." I'm like, "Hey guys, I get it. Gives us plenty of time to pack up and get ready for the next day."
yeah. I mean, it's so. I mean, the heat and everything. That was actually one thing that I was that I actually wanted to. I was wondering about going. I mean, because obviously
Bruh, I was gonna say that.
the
For the
championship.
East,
The championship when it was in Bullhead, good God, we know how hot it was, that day, but thank God that the game was indoors.
Yeah,
Now, both games will be outdoors. It's it's middle, going to be the middle of June. It's going to be
but
hot.
it literally the hottest time of the day it possibly could be. Guys were like, "Hey, can we get the later game?" I'm like, "Dude, the games are at 1 and 4. The
Yeah.
hottest time of the day in Vegas is from 2:30 to 5:30. So you can either burn up at the beginning of the game or burn up at the end of the game. It does not matter.
Either one. Like what steps are do you have in mind, like things that'll be taken, water wise, things that be able to kind of make
Well,
sure at
look,
least the players are at least somewhat,
let me take my time to shit on the East Coast planning for last season because the reason why I told everyone we will not go back to Asbury Park is because they gave us a bunch of assurances of the things that would be there for our guys that weren't there for our guys, and when they did show up for our guys, it wasn't right. And I will never allow that to happen here. I'll die making it right on my own accord before I let it be right. So there'll be two full ice full Gatorade buckets there, full of ice and water. The squirt bottles at 12 on each side, ready to rock and roll. Backup ice and water ready to go at all times. We were going to have Mister systems if we were at Matter, but now we're not. So
mm,
I need to figure out how I'm going to do that, or if I can do that, because Matter's got like this unlimited supply of ice and water. I don't know if Pinecrest has that, so there's a lot of additional work to potentially be done. But we've got a 80-gallon cooler that we throw ice in traditionally from those guys, so I can just as, I guess not just as easily, but I can also go buy 6 20-pound bags of ice and have that ready to rock and roll and keep refilling. So it'll be whatever it is, it'll make sure it's done right. I'm not providing them with Gatorade and liquid IV and all that shit. They can provide their own stuff, but I won't have it be where they don't have cold water to start the game, and then when all the warm water is gone by the end of the first period, don't have to wait for the third period to get our next round of water. Right? That won't
right.
happen. Like what happened to us. So
Yeesh. East, come on, man. Gotta get our shit together. We want to be going back and forth and doing all that shit. We got to get our shit together. Um, so yeah, that was one thing. And then we had talked to David Tender last week, and that was one thing. He's like, Heat. I played in Heat before, and then I was like, well, uh, East Coast Heat is not
Well,
Las
listen,
Vegas Heat. That's a little different, you know.
it's not. Look, so being from Boston originally, my family living in the South, and me spending the majority of my life in Las Vegas, I understand the difference between hot, humid, and hot, dry, and they both have their issues. In
Yep.
both situations, you have to prepare properly for it. In the dry heat, you don't feel yourself sweating, so you don't think that you're getting dehydrated because you're not sweating. But what's really happening is the sweat is melting, is evaporating off your skin, and you're sweating salt. And you stop paying attention, and next thing you know, you're looking up at the sky because you passed out. I've had and once you get heat exhaustion, you can't recover from it for it takes like 3 months to get back right.
Wow.
I've been there way too many times, man. I've worked
Heat
out
exhaustion
entirely
is
too
no
hard.
joke.
Yeah, look, back at my prime workout time, 40, 41 years old, when I was trying to be in the best shape of my life, I did some stupid middle of summer workouts. I was down 210 pounds, 18% body fat, and I was trying to do all this stuff and riding. We had our Great Cycle Challenge where I was riding 300 to 400 miles on my road bike, pedal bike, for the month, right, to try to raise money for childhood cancer. So I'm out there, 98, 105 degrees, just pedaling away. 37 miles I did in one day, bro. I got home and I couldn't shit right for a week. My stomach was tore up, tore up. And then every time I got hot, even a little bit hot, I just sweat it all like a turtle. Like when you start a turtle and it just gives away all its water. As soon as I got the remotest amount of hot, all my sweat would just go, and I'd be drenched for a week. It took 3 months to cover from that completely.
I don't think I do not recall. I mean, I came from Texas before I came here to California. I don't remember ever getting heat exhaustion or anything else like that. I did not know it took that long to.
Well, that's the thing about the humidity, right? So you've been in Texas when it's humid and hot, you can't breathe right.
Yeah.
So you can't recover oxygen wise fast enough. That's not the issue out here. That's fine. You're breathing the best breathing you'll ever do. It just, you may not have any water in your system to deliver, all the nutrients you need to the rest of your body. Your blood gets all thick and can't deliver oxygen to your heart and brain.
Jeez. Yeah, we prevent that as much as possible.
Yeah, well, we'll make sure that all the stuff is there. If they don't take advantage of it, that's on them. But it'll be all there for them.
It right now. I know you've been obviously in talks with everybody, both teams. Um, I know where the Insomniacs confidence is at. I mean, there's confidence, and there's almost like a guaranteed borderline arrogant style of confidence with the Insomniacs.
Yep.
They have no worries whatsoever. The guys in the East, obviously the BIC wants their revenge. The Animals are looking forward to a good test. What I'm trying to figure out is for Sickwidit, I mean, obviously they've played the Insomniacs. They know how good the Insomniacs are. They haven't had a chance to go up against an East team, especially one as good as the BIC.
Yeah.
So what have they, at least from, what you've been hearing, what you've been seeing, what are some, prep things that the Sickwidit are doing in order to prepare for a powerhouse like the BIC?
They don't share a ton with me, but what I see from film and what I know guys are doing, because I follow almost all of them on Instagram. They're watching film like crazy. The good thing about BIC is because they are the favorite son in Jersey, every game is televised, so you can literally see all their sets, know all their tendencies, understand that they self-scout and will take those tendencies and make you think they're going to do something that they always do and do something different underneath it. So people are prepared for that. People have gone back and watched Nightcrawler's video to see how they integrate Mark Bagway. They watched the last game and see how they integrated him there. A little bullshit, a Baltimore special with stepping on the field. That literally will get called illegal participation in Vegas, so that's not even a thing. So, our referee crew is all over stuff like that, and everyone in Vegas knows that they actually can challenge. I don't know. People scream at the Raptors. It's under 2 minutes. You can't challenge.
I was gonna say, was it because of the fact that it was within 2 minutes that I mean, that's what was the conversation was, because it was within 2 minutes they couldn't challenge anything.
Yeah, that's not a rule.
No, well, then they should.
The rule says in bold, you can challenge under 2 minutes. As long as you got a timeout, you can challenge.
Well, that's on them then.
Yep.
That's on the Renegades for sure. But I mean, that a lot of people were, oh, they had 8 people on the field. This, I was like, yeah, you had 8 people on the field, but only one person disrupted the play, and that's usually all it takes.
Yeah, but that's still a penalty where you get an advantage if you are paying attention and you get it called right.
It
Regardless,
was.
regardless of the outcome, you get a different outcome if you stop the play and you go back to 5 yards, and now you got to run a different play or have to execute that play even better.
Yeah, I mean, but at the end of the day, you got to hold on to the fucking football.
Yeah, that's what cost. Ultimately, that's what cost the game.
Yeah, I mean,
Not
you
respect.
can have a penalty and stuff like that, but if you're not holding on to the football, you're holding that shit like a loaf of bread. It's gonna be taken advantage of, especially when you're playing a team like the BIC, who by that point, momentum was
Look,
all up on their side.
for whatever reason, teams that go to play the top teams in New Jersey have a history of not respecting the game. Like all you really had to do was keep that ball tucked, run tight, run the clock down, game over. How many times has that been the issue for a high level game in the East? I mean, if you think back 2 years ago with Mark Bagway and the Nightcrawlers playing the Gators, right? They had that game on. All they had to do was tuck the ball and run it, but they're out there dancing, trying to run special plays, ended up turning the ball over, and then Baltimore special hits them. They lose the game. Last play of the game.
Yep.
If you don't respect the game, it will not respect you, bro. I'm sorry. Look, and I'll say it again. Like during the championship game out here in Bullhead, Nightcrawlers started dancing when they were up 2 touchdowns, and suddenly game's even. I'm turning around dancing back like, oh,
Yeah.
got you again.
And I mean, I was here. I mean, obviously, we try to keep our ear to the ground. We see all, everything that New Jersey says. We see everything that, Vegas has been saying. We got Vegas guys in New Jersey chat, talking and making sure, there's not a whole lot of, I want to say, respect. There could be respect, but from what I'm hearing talk wise, there's not a whole lot of respect. I don't understand, especially, if you're watching film, I don't understand the disrespect for Scooter Hamilton. I don't get it. I never have understood it. Him being, oh, he's a DT, he's this. Okay, look, he may be the size of a defensive tackle. That's fine. But I'm sorry. That man is a quarterback. He is precise. He is
Exactly.
surgical. He is the mindset. I don't give a fuck what anybody on the East says. Look, I'm sorry, and they can get mad at it all they want to, because I'm hearing people, oh, well, because I said anybody who's not giving Scooter the respect he deserves based on his size tells me that you are not watching film. And then I'm getting
Yeah.
pushback. Oh, well, what film are we supposed to watch? They haven't played a It doesn't matter whether the games were competitive, whether they watch the guy play.
Watch him play BIC.
And I said that, watch play the
Watch
2
him play
championship games.
BIC with a broken hand.
and he did what he had to do. He,
Right?
became a blocker. The thing is, I can give you all of the proof in the world that Scooter Hamilton is a legit quarterback. But there's going to be dudes that are just going to make excuse after excuse after excuse, move the goalpost every fucking time to try and
Yep.
justify an argument that isn't fucking there.
Now, tell me who in this league is one rookie of the year and been back-to-back champion besides Scooter Hamilton. I'll wait. At the quarterback position. And I'd say he's probably the 4th hardest quarterback in this league to bring down. If we put Sterry, Bagway, and David Tender as the top 3, next person is probably Scooter. I mean, not even Huff has been hurt, so he's not. I mean,
Yeah.
Scooter is virtually impossible to bring down, and he will big bend you in the pocket, step to the side. You have 3 guys draped over you, and throw a dime.
No.
And
And
that receiving
he's
core is
done that.
ridiculous.
He's done that consistently throughout his time in the A7. So I know you're not watching film. Stop trying to justify why you're not watching film.
Uh-oh. EJ, take over.
Like,
Oh,
you
you're back.
know,
He's back. He's back.
oh,
We lost
you
you
hear me
for
now?
like 5 seconds, Josh. Yeah, you're good.
It's like if you've watched A7, if you've actually paid attention, if you know the game of football, there is nobody in this league, East
I'm-
or West. Can you
Hang on,
just go
man.
ahead and
I'm tripping. I told EJ to step up because it's so dark in Mad Stick's room, and he is so dark as a human that I didn't even know he was in his fucking room.
Oh yeah, I'm here. I've been having computer difficulties all damn day. I'm like, I'm just sitting here. Like me a MacBook Pro right now.
Oh, my bad, dog. I just looked up. I'm like, oh shit, he's sitting right there.
you have a
All right,
light?
my bad, Josh. I had to do it. My bad.
You have a light in there, Matt Six?
Man, you know those shit work around here. Hold on. Let me see.
Hey, I don't know how you sitting in the garage and it's like 1,000 degrees outside right now.
Oh,
Man.
how hot is it? How hot is it in the bay?
Fans,
Oh,
I
well,
got
it's only
fans out here. I
84.
got a swamp cooler out here. I'm chilling.
Oh yeah, no, he's trust me, he's prepared. He's prepared.
Well,
for
look,
sure.
I don't know if this weather's going to hold, but today it was like 78 to 82 degrees, overcast, and raining half the day. So the weather might be a factor in a different way by the time it comes around next Sunday. So
But
we'll have to
I
see what's
think
up.
they would rather take that factor of weather than triple digits.
Now, Vegas wants the heat. Vegas
Well,
wants it to be 119 or 122
I'll be
and
honest
go.
with you. I don't think them East boys going to be able to handle that heat.
Nobody can, not even Vegas. But if you have the right rotation and you're hydrating properly and doing things the right way, you can you just outlast. And honestly, that's kind of how the Insomniacs have won both their championships, by outlasting, by continuing to grind when other people aren't willing to grind.
I mean, and the Insomniacs, they've never had a problem
Yeah,
with
but back. I'm sorry.
depth.
Back to your point before I interrupted with Mad Sticks. You were talking about guys not watching film on Scooter, and there's a lot that's happening right now on both sides. Like the East has zero respect for Sickwidit, the West has zero respect for Silk City. So both those teams are damn good teams, and I mean it's likely going to go chalk. Everybody's saying Insomniacs and BIC rematch just based on what it looks like because Silk couldn't really hang with BIC the right way, and obviously the Insomniacs bested BIC. So what are they going to do against Silk? And then Sick, they've not really played anybody, and they can't get by the Insomniacs, and BIC took them down to the wire. So they just assume that that's going to be a situation with Sick. So there's a lot of if so factos, but any given Sunday, and you got to play the game, and both those squads are live. They are both live contenders. They got a puncher's chance every day. They both have great return teams. They have decent return coverage. Although Sick got busted for two of them things last week, but KR's kind of a special kid. But I don't know. Sick didn't have Canyon Stone King this last game, so that was weird. But they do have Deion Fox. They do have Iquan Corsi. So things look good. Silk has been running a backup quarterback on their side, and they got David Tinder back, and he looked every bit as great as he's had all season healthy. So I'm glad everybody seems to be showing up completely healthy. I understand Dave Valley is probably still hurt and won't be making the trip, but maybe we'll get a surprise out of that. So we'll see, man. But I hope BIC doesn't show up with like 16 guys and think they're going to be able to do it in this heat because that's
Well,
just not going
no,
to get.
and that was the thing that I had been thinking about before, going like I mean, you could have your starters there, that's fine, but this is one of those situations where you need to travel heavy. You need to make sure that you have all the depth in the world to be able to switch out. The BIC these last few weeks, including these playoff games, have been going Iron Man style football.
Right.
Steri's playing both offense and defense. So is Ashanti Worthy. So is Kason Campbell. So, damn near everybody on that offense has been playing defense as well.
Right.
And if you think, and again, I understand the Animals are really good. I understand the BIC are really good. But like you said, with the depth that the Insomniacs have, with the
And Silk.
depth that that
And
Sickwidit
Sick. Yeah.
has,
Right.
eh,
Look, if it's me,
it's going to be
if
tough.
it's me, I'm running 3 go routes every game, every play, and then running the ball. right?
Just tiring them
Until they're
out.
so tired that they cannot even lift their legs or heads, and then run the ball, stack the box, run the ball, game over. Have a nice day.
And I mean, Insomniacs especially, they have the team to be able to do that. They've got 2 running backs that I have yet to see anybody have an answer for, East or West. Wilkerson, Juice, those 2 are a fucking load to
They are.
have to deal with,
They are.
especially 4 quarters, big time heat, turf field, and you got, your team basically running Iron Man style football.
Yeah.
That's going to be tough.
What's crazy is RTC and Juice are so big in the legs, like you can't put a little person on them, right?
No.
They'll run right through them. Your big guys can make the tackle, but they're only going to do it the first 5 or 6 times before they are even without the heat. Like, yo, this dude just keeps coming, and it's not that the running back just keeps coming. You got to deal with Kenny Mack and Oos
Yep.
and whoever else is going to lead block. I mean, a couple games ago they had Wilkerson lead blocking for Juice. Like, that shit is scary, bro. Like, you don't think dudes are making business decisions after the 3rd or 4th time they see that? Like, but BIC's not playing them. But
No.
when we have to go back east, if it does, they've got Henderson there who knows how to take that heat and did it for 2 or 3 quarters before he started wearing down. They got other people they can bring in off the line for that. So it'll be fun. I'm really, really excited for these 1 versus 2 matchups. I wish it was 1 versus 1, 2 versus 2, but that doesn't work right for the whole setup, because I think those would be better matchups. But it's going to be fun to see these 2 seeds try to take on the absolute classes of the league. I mean, obviously for the East has been BIC the last 3 seasons. Obviously for the West, it's been the Insomniacs the last 3 seasons. So we expect what we expect from them. But these other 2 teams, nobody knows what to expect. They're expecting them to not be great. I'm telling you, both of them are great.
Well, I mean, I don't know about, especially when we're talking about the Animals, because I mean, we've talked to Munchie, we've talked to Scooter, we've talked to, Kenny. I mean, obviously, again, there's the confidence of, we're going to blow everybody out by 20, 30 points. But there is a respect for the Animals, at least, going. There's
Yeah.
at least somewhat of a respect because, David Tender is who he is. KP has been playing, insane.
They
Manny Diaz has been playing, the best year that he's
They
had in the
got
league so
dogs
far.
at every skill position. They got some dogs in the trenches. They just don't have enough dogs in the trenches for people to say, okay, that's real.
Yeah, yeah. And this is what we told David Tender. It's like you've. I'm hoping y'all travel well. I'm hoping y'all travel well because it's you need to have your 20 plus 30 guys, whether it was playing in the East or whether it's playing in the West. You've got a team or 2 teams that have a lot of depth, and at the end of the day, if you're not prepared for it, they're going to surprise you, and it's going to come at you when you're least expected. And just like what happened in the championship last year, BIC, had the same confidence as the Nightcrawlers going into the championship. First half, things were under their control, and then, oh shit, look what happens. The Insomniacs depth comes in and just ruins everybody's plan.
Yeah, they
And
turned
Danye
into
Lyons just being an absolute fucking
so
killer in the 3-on-1.
a one play does this, and they're like, oh man, it's all right, it'll be okay. Next play, something happens, like, oh man, it's all right, it'll be okay. And the next thing you know, it's happening every play. Like, fuck, it's no longer okay. Like, we are losing momentum, and they are starting to take it to us.
Yeah,
So
it's going to be a hell of a weekend. That's
So,
for damn
question
sure.
for you guys: either one of these games going to be within a single score? Matt Sticks is saying no. EJ is saying yes. Josh is thinking. So you guys are literally split down the middle right now.
I
We got a
think
yes and a no and a maybe.
the Insomniacs going to run over the Animals. As much as I like the Animals, I think the Insomniacs going to run them over. I just don't see them being beat this year by nobody, and I don't see it being close to nobody.
I mean, again,
You
the
see
only
what we
reason
see.
why I want there's only one reason why I would even want the Insomniacs to fail It's so I don't see the team get dismantled to go play softball next year, like Kenny Mack said. So he said if they win it all, they're going to play softball. That to me, I was like, well, that's going to completely fuck the division. But
I think they're going to play softball and football if it happens. I think they're going to try to do the Roy Jones Jr. and just add some more things into their repertoire.
I mean, but
sorry, that's too young, too old of a reference for you, EJ.
Insomniacs versus Animals. To me, if the Animals travel well, the way that they've played, the way I think they have a good what you would say a puncher's chance of keeping it close. I know Mad Six is but again, I'm just going based.
You know how his thought process is already.
You're a Dallas fan, so the delusion is very deep with you.
Oh my goodness! Oh my goodness!
But at least from what I've seen, even in that loss with the Animal, what they had to BIC, it was still a really close game all the way up until the end. A couple of things go differently. We're looking at a completely different story. The Animals have been playing tough. They've gotten a lot better on defense than they were last year. So it could be again one of those puncher's chance things. BIC versus Sickwidit. Oh God.
But hang on. Let me give you some scenarios. BIC travels with, let's say, 17, 18 guys. Sickwidit shows up with their roster of 35, right?
BIC at that point, if that happens, they would need to basically dog walk the Sickwidit the entire first half, demolish to not even worry about any type of second half comeback. That's what it would need to be.
And so I'm saying, are you saying that's going to happen so it won't be within a score? Or are you saying that Sickwidit's going to have a chance because of the depth? I mean, that's the conversation we're kind of having right now. I mean, Silk is at a very big disadvantage because they probably won't travel all the way, and the Insomniacs historically are the best team in this league, right? So not only are they playing the best team in the league, they may have a slight handicap because they're going to be likely coming shorthanded. No matter who's not there, they're going to lose some depth, right?
Yep.
But yeah, let's say BIC is, let's just call it a 16-point favorite, fully staffed. Are they still a 16-point favorite if 18 guys show up?
I mean, against Sickwidit, I think it's still possible because again, like I know you and I have had conversations about Sickwidit, but it really, after that ass whooping that they took from the Insomniacs earlier in the year,
yep,
I looked at that going, if that's what happened to against the Insomniacs, the same exact thing is going to happen against the BIC. Because it literally took the Insomniacs miracle 3-on-1 from Danye Lyons to win that game. BIC had it, pretty much in the bag, up until that point. So if there's that bit of a power struggle between BIC and Insomniacs, and then the Insomniacs went and whooped on the Sickwidit 30+ points.
Yeah, but okay, so
same thing.
It's the same thing, but it's a different team this year than it was last year. Insomniacs got better at every position that they were just above average. They got great at those positions, right? So they get William Carswell in a DB to cover the other side now with Danye. So now they got a long guy who can run and play receiver just as well as he can play.
Prime has been
in the slot, right?
Really good.
Exactly. So those two positions on offense, they got better. On defense, they added Mo, who's just as fast as AJ on the other side. So now they got Mo, AJ, and Mouth in the middle with Chris Cunningham coming in on rotation, right? So things are different over there, and what you've seen them do to the teams in Vegas is impose their will of those new guys, because those guys are getting all the burn right now so they can learn how to play the game the right way, and they are absolute studs.
Yeah. I mean, one score, I don't know if I can
There
call
it is.
one score for either one of them.
All right. So Matt Stick says hell no. EJ says yes, and now Josh says I don't think so.
Don't think if it's close at all, it's by 10.
All right, here we go. All West Championship. You heard it here first.
Ooh boy. Ooh boy. See,
I'm
if
just-
it
If
becomes an
they show up
all-West
with 18 or
championship,
less, if they show up with 18 or less,
if it becomes an all-West championship and the BIC loses to Sickwidit, the East is going to need to look themselves in the fucking mirror and figure out, when it comes to these travel situations, because we know, the Vegas division as a whole, because we know what you've done and we know your outlook on this division, on what you do for the division, whether it's Sickwidit, whether it's the Stealth, whether it's Insomniacs, does not matter who it is. If anybody is traveling to the East, there is no problem whatsoever of whether or not they're going to travel well. So that's not at all the conversation that's going to be had when it comes to the West Coast. Now, when it comes to the East, the only way I see it working in their favor is if everything is in the East and Vegas has to travel to them, because we know, based historically, East does not travel well to the West. It's just
in general across all sports,
division,
right?
Whether it's the division's problem, whatever it may be, it's going to be tough. So until they figure out, hey, travel wise, we need to get our shit together because we're going to, keep getting our asses whooped every single time we go to the West. That needs to change. Otherwise, it may be a while before we see an East Coast team holding up the trophy again. Joker over here saying, "Don't be a homer."
Look, let me just say, I think if the Nightcrawlers in 23 came with 6 more guys, they win that game, right? And they probably were the most talented team that we've seen on the field with their 18 that day. Even BIC didn't have as many athletes across the board as the Nightcrawlers had, but they were a little light in the ass across the line, and that's what Insomniacs took advantage of. BIC has all the beef, but they don't have the same speed as Florida. So Florida was scoring at will, where BIC had to.
Now Florida has joined
2 of them,
but those two,
the 2 best. I mean, 2 of the 3 best.
Yeah,
2 of the 4 best.
Yeah, so it's you got Bagway there who, oh man,
He's special, man. He's special.
Yeah, that guy, and I even told him, after that championship, like, dude, like, you're one of the fucking craziest athletes I've ever seen touch a football field. Like, it's insane the things that he can do. So him being added to an already stacked BIC team just added more fuel to the fire.
I just can't wait for somebody to figure out his tendency that he's always going to fake right and go left and just attack his left and blow his ass up.
Is it a matter of, even if they figure out that tendency, the fact is, can you stop it?
Well,
even if you know it's coming, can you stop it?
You just go right at his right. You just go right at his right hip. You tackle his right. No matter what he's doing, you just blow up his right hip.
Just make sure he doesn't go to the other side.
If he does go to the other side, you got help over there. Just don't lose contain and blow up his right hip.
And again, you can have the game plan. It's all about execution.
For sure. And that's what everybody messes up on. They're like, ooh, I'm going to go for the fake.
And then with the BIC, you've got, legend and Ashante Worthy.
And
Sterry.
Who I still say is the best quarterback in this league, even with Mark Bagway on the team.
I mean, Sterry overall is just, and that's one of the things about him, that when people watch the film, it's like, the arm, what he can do, he can dissect. He's, just as surgical as Scooter can be. But that 4.2, 4.3 speed will kill you. And he's shifty.
That man is a walking cheat code.
Yeah, he honestly is. So it's, What's going on, Mizzle? How you doing, sir?
Oh shit.
Yeah, so it's there's a lot of factors going not just into this weekend, but going into the championship, the last 2 weeks really of this season. There are so many things that can be talked about because I hate to really talk about what happened last season, because last season is not this season. There's different factors. Teams change. Insomniacs got better. BIC got better.
Everybody got
Animals.
better.
It's just
Everybody got better.
it's insanity. To base decisions off of what happened in years past is just you're not doing your due diligence for any of these teams. You're not watching the film you should be watching. If you're basing it off of last season alone, you're probably watching at home right
And
now.
if you're not watching film, we're gonna watch you lose.
Exactly the case, and that's where I say like with Scoot. And again, I try to be as down the middle as I possibly can. I try to be. But from what I see, I can only call what I see. And when I hear people saying, "Oh, Scooter ain't really," no, you're wrong. You're
Man,
absolutely
I've
wrong.
not I've not seen that, bro. You're dropping some breaking news for me too. I've not heard people shit on
You didn't
Scooter.
even go and ask Scooter. He was in that conversation when it was Brad. And he even came back and said, "Well, I guess they let a DT fucking torch their ass in 2 championships." So so it's one of those things like. Be real. I understand people are gonna do their shit talking. They're gonna, the overconfidence. Yeah, we're gonna win. We're gonna obviously that's gonna happen. But as somebody who's been analyzing the league, actually watching it for what it is, I'm not gonna have that biasness. I'm gonna tell you what it is. Scooter will destroy you if
So
you let him.
have Silk been talking shit about the Insomniacs, and have you heard Sick talking shit about
You know
BIC?
what?
Yeah, that's something I
So,
haven't.
so for the animals, I've talked to David Tender. We've talked to Manny Diaz and stuff like that. They've given respect to the Insomniacs. I haven't heard too much shit talking outside of the. Oh, we'll see when we meet each other on the field how it goes down. We still think we're going to beat you, but there's a respect there.
Yep.
And vice versa. I haven't seen too much of the I mean, the Insomniacs are who they are. They still think they're going to beat everybody by 30, and that's fine because they have beaten damn near everybody by 30.
Right.
So it's but they've given their respect to the animals as well as the BIC. Even after what happened to the championship, when it comes to the top, let's just say the top 3 teams in the league right now. I haven't heard so much for Sick because Sick is kind of playing that we can't really talk right now. We got to actually, win something before we say something.
Right.
Type of attitude. But
Not pulling the Silk City trick.
The top 3 teams in this league have not talked shit on each other in a way that it's, there is a respect there. That's probably why they're in the top 3.
Yeah, it's real across the board.
That's probably why they're in the top 3 and the other ones are watching at home, with all the shit that, the Renegades were talking, with all the shit that the Watchmen were talking, with all the shit that everybody in the East outside of the BIC has been talking shit, but in that same way that the Insomniacs talk shit. We know who we are. We know we're better than you. We're going to let you talk all the shit that you want, but when it comes down to Sunday, we're going to see what happens on the field. And when they go and beat your ass on the field, then we'll see what we can talk that week after. I tried to get as much as I could out of Ashante Worthy. That man just, we'll see. We'll see on the field. We'll see on the field. No, they got us. That's cool. We'll come back. We'll see them on the field. All right. All right. It's not very often that I've seen Ashante Worthy get out of pocket, with some of the stuff that he says.
Yeah.
But it's mostly all the teams that aren't playing anymore that are ones that are talking out of pocket.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, I mean, look, there's not a single person on the BIC roster that I don't personally have a ton of respect for as a man and the game that they put on the field and what they put on tape. So I can't say anything about them and Silk for that matter. Like everything I've watched, I mean, like I said, the trenches might be a little either not great feet or a little light in the ass in a couple spots, and that is their weak spot. But they go hard every play. You don't see guys hitting the quit stick ever, right? They're balling out the entire time. I mean, if you couldn't, I mean, last year's playoff game where they were still fighting down, when the score was 80-62. That's crazy.
Yeah.
But I don't know. Look, it's exciting to know that the circus is coming to town, man, and I get to be the fucking ringleader. I'm super happy about it. I'm just mad they moved my tent. That's what I gotta figure that shit out.
Getting to be able to see all of it, and I'm trying to get down there. I know Mad Sticks, he's got his, duties. He's got work and stuff on Sunday, so he won't be able to make it. I'm not sure if EJ will be able to make it either. He's got his stuff that he's got to handle as well. I'm gonna try and make it down there with Mizzle. I know
Oh, man.
he's trying to get down there as well. But if we do get down there, it'll be really cool to be able to see the top 4 teams, everybody, all the superstars of the league essentially in one area.
We've never seen this before. The 4 best teams in the country playing against each other in one weekend. Not since Vegas has been involved anyway. It's not happened. The closest thing we had was the Final Four in Ohio, and I'm sorry, Chaos didn't belong in the conversation that season. They got to the spot that they deserved. They tried to put up, but they got mercy ruled. I mean, how often are you seeing mercy rules in Final Fours any other year? So this is the thing, and there will be no mercy rules. Shout out to the East Coast captains for putting their nuts on the table and saying, we're going to pay our own way. We will be there. We're coming to show you guys what's up. My hat is off to them. All heart, no quit. I love what you guys are doing for us and for this league. I really appreciate it. It's big, man, and it's has the opportunity to be the thing that finally puts us over. I mean, I don't know that we're going to be able to publicize it in a way that it does put us over, but this is it.
Yeah,
The only thing that might be better would be an all-star Vegas team versus an all-star Jersey team versus an all-star Florida team versus an all-star Midwest team. That would be dope as hell.
Well, I think the All-Star Midwest team would still get, boat raced, but that's just.
I think the last 2 years, yes, but I think they've kind of figured some things out. And if you remember what that crush game looked like,
yeah, they surprised
game,
a lot of people with that one.
Right. So if they recruit well, pick up 8 to 10 more guys to get better in 8 to 10 more positions, like they could be something. I mean, they almost took out top team in this league, man. So
they had it not been, and I still say this, the Renegades better have taken Kyle Ward out for dinner, a drink, and a blunt for that goddamn game, because had it not been for Kyle Ward, we wouldn't have even seen the Renegades, in the game last week.
And they traveled to do it, just like I give the Nightcrawlers 23 all the kudos, man. They traveled to do it and almost took out the championship. That is amazing.
Yeah, it's gonna be a hell of a weekend. It's gonna be a fun weekend, whether they're in person or whether watching. It's still gonna be. I mean, we've seen what this league can produce when big games are happening and are on the line. It's incredible to watch every single time. So I have no doubt that this weekend is gonna be any different.
I got a little nugget for you. How many East Coast teams have traveled for a playoff game and won?
Traveled this far?
Or anywhere.
I mean, wasn't it last year that they had to travel to at least the Midwest to Ohio? Oh, they didn't even have to do that, huh?
And when they did in 23, when they did travel to Ohio, they lost to Nightcrawlers.
Again, travel, man. That's the caveat in the whole thing. Going
Home cooking.
East Coast teams, they have to make sure as many people are there as possible. They have to make sure that going there with 18 guys is not going to win.
I mean, it's not just death, man. It's the inconvenience of travel that day. It's, having to maybe pack your bags before you leave because you decided you were checking out of your hotel room that day before you left, and you're catching a flight out that night, so you don't have the room later on that night. Like, it's not eating right because you're traveling, and the weather and or the quality of the game might get the best of you. Oh, K-Wack, believe me, I know, bro. I've been waiting to catch you on a live. That's my dude right there, man. Man, I'm telling you, those dudes from the East, man, so much respect for every single one of them across the board. Even the dudes that, was in my face and didn't like me, just a ton of respect for them too, man. Like, I've never been a part of something so special with so many people at one time. The frat is real. Whether it's love or hate, it's respect, and we go do the damn thing, and I love it.
Oh yeah, it's gonna be, like I said, it's gonna be a hell of a weekend. I'm really excited to see what gets brought to the table and who ends up whether it's West versus West or East versus East or West versus whatever it may be. It's gonna be very, very interesting. And one thing I got to tell for the East Coast guys, hey, I understand the lure of Vegas. Don't get yourselves into any trouble before game.
Oh, y'all hit the strip club Friday night, Saturday night. Let's do the damn thing.
Don't do it. Go have fun, but don't do anything too crazy before game time. I'm just saying.
Make sure you get bottle service too, and hit the champagne room.
Oh shit! I mean, one more thing, Derek, before we let you go.
Well, I got a question for you too before you let me go, if I can. But go ahead.
Absolutely. So, what is the one thing for this weekend? I mean, out of all the things that we've talked about already, but what's the one thing that you're excited about the most this weekend?
I was going to ask you the same thing. Oh, that's great. To be honest, David Tender versus the Insomniacs defense. Not just David Tender, but the Silk offense. Everybody gives all the flowers to David Tender, but the plays that they run, the things that they open up for him, the things that he opens up for them, it's a beautiful symphony of great orchestration that a lot of people think is just broken plays, and it's not. Like, when you watch them and you study film, it is most of it's very planned. Obviously, there's some improvisation there every now and then, but a lot of it is very planned and very calculated to get you off your position so that they can go the other direction. A lot of counter stuff that you're not expecting, and it is beautiful to see, but it's not been against guys that have the same speed as the quarterback and the wide receivers to see if it works against guys who match you speed for speed and might be your size too.
And to answer your question for me, man, I mean, for honestly, just the overall atmosphere of it. Like, again, and Joker saying looking for me at the field. Hey, I hope I hope I'm able to get there, man. I really am, because being able to see all four of these teams, same field, same day, battling it out for championship. I mean, I personally think that it's going to be the show of shows. Like you said, you're the ringleader of a circus that everybody's going to want to, get a ticket to. I mean, I'm going to do everything that I possibly can to market it as much as I can, share out whatever you guys got. And, you guys have helped us. We've tried to help you guys, as much as we can and stuff like that too. So
And you've done a great job.
I would appreciate it. And, we're going to, like I said, I'm more excited just to be able to see the top four teams in the league battle it out, and basically be able to kind of meet most of the East Coast guys, and I've met most of the West Coast guys. I met, when we met Scooter and Munchie, everybody. I've met pretty much everyone there. But when it comes to East Coast guys, being able to meet David Tender, Sterry, Ashanti, just anybody really, Manny Diaz, all the guys that we've had on the show. Kenny Stansbury would be awesome to be able to kind of hang out and talk to him a little bit, talk some ball.
That's my dude, man. Kenny and I have formed a real nice relationship, bro. I got a ton of respect for that dude.
Yeah, so being able, we've talked to them on the show, so to be able to kind of see them and talk to them in person is definitely something that I'd be looking forward to as well. So it's gonna be a hell of a weekend. That's for damn sure.
All right. Well, what's your prediction?
Sickwidit wins it all.
All right. While you're thinking about it, the other thing I really want to see is Sickwidit try to cover Ashanti Worthy and KK on the 3-on-1 return.
Oof.
That's going to be special.
That's going to be different.
Yeah, after what KR just did to him on the stealth, that they're gonna need to step their game up there. That could be real dangerous.
Yeah, if what happened this past weekend happens with Ashanti Worthy, he could be putting up 3 to 4.
They might be kicking their feet up in the end zone again.
It may be happening that way, but I mean, when everything is said and done, I mean, I kind of look at it. It's probably going to be a rematch again. It's going to be BIC Insomniacs. I've said plenty of times I've been wrong before. It wouldn't be, surprised if it went the other way. I wouldn't be, especially with travel and all the factors and stuff. But there's a lot of things that go into it. But if I had to choose, I'm thinking it's probably going to be BIC Insomniacs in a rematch of last year's championship. So if it happens any differently, cool.
Yeah,
if it doesn't, then
hot take. Like 6 or 7 people miss a flight, and it affects the entire outcome of the game, and it makes the shit wild. That's my hot take.
Joe, I mean, again, if I had to choose, there's so many factors. There's a lot of things. And I love the Animals team. I really do. I really do. I love what you guys have done. I love everything that, but. They call me the bad guy for a reason. I'm not always going to be nice to every single person. If you're going to give me a question, I have to answer it to the best of my ability.
Yeah, Joker, don't worry about it. Josh has stood on the Insomniacs in Vegas enough. He could give us some props for once.
I'm not going to sit here and blow smoke up anybody's ass just because we've talked. We've been friends. All that. I'm not going to do that. Or I'm going to call it like it is. If it goes down differently and the Animals, somehow beat the Insomniacs, then hey, I mean, I'm not. I have no skin in this game or any bets on anyone. So I'm winning regardless of who wins. Because that just tells me both of these games are going to be epic and worth watching.
JP, if it's an all East Coast championship, I'm taking you to New Jersey so we can watch the championship together.
Oh shit! Damn, now I got to make plans.
No, if it's an all West, I'm bringing you out here so you can be here for that.
Hey, we gonna be in Vegas on Sunday though. Hey, we going.
Are you coming?
I just got the word. We on the road.
Oh,
let's go.
That's it.
I got the day
we
off.
In it.
Let's go.
Hey,
there now.
Hey, can you bring your equipment? I got you if you can.
Oh, man, we unload the car up right now.
It's gonna be hot.
I've been in 125 outside.
Hey, look, tap in with me afterwards, man. Because if I can have you out here, I want you. But I'm still waiting on a response from the school about what power looks like down there. We got to run it from the booth, or if it's on the field, or what the situation is. So.
Okay.
Oh yeah. Oh shit.
Man.
Now I'm excited.
Yeah, I am too.
Now we're in this bitch.
The element just got huge.
It's gonna be a fun time. Can't wait to see everybody there because it's always good to talk to you. Can't wait to see you again, sir. Always gonna have a good time when we do. So we'll see you again this Sunday.
Hey, thanks for having me on, guys. It's always a pleasure. To the Silk City Animals that are in the chat, ton of respect for what you guys have put on the field this season, man. Y'all come out here and do your thing. Give us a great show. Take it to these boys. Let them show them what you got. I wish the very best for all squads. Of course, I'm pulling for Vegas for my own various reasons, but at the end of the day, I want to see great games. I want everybody to stay healthy, and that's what I'm most excited about, is to put on a great show. And I need you guys to be great for that to happen. So show up, show out, do the damn thing. Love everybody. Thanks for having me on. Really appreciate you, fellas. EJ, next time say something, dog.
I was saying a lot. You didn't hear what I said that Sickwidit gonna take it all?
Oh, yeah,
You said Sickwidit is going to take it all.
Yeah,
Sickwidit gonna take it all.
Damn. I'm gonna have to get you a Sickwidit beanie, dog.
his takes are always out of left field. You know, against the grain.
Did he have Philly winning the Super Bowl this year?
No.
Okay.
All
right.
No, of course not. I had the Raiders winning the ball this year.
Yeah, see, like I said, against the grain.
Oh, you smoke.
Derek, we'll talk to you again soon, sir.
All right,
Have a good
dog.
rest of your day.
Be
Enjoy
good.
the
Thank
weekend.
you. Later.
Derek Duncan, Suge Light. So you're good, man, Six?
We get to go. I just checked in with work. They was like, I can take the day off. So my daughter is gonna stay here and watch. I just got to be back Monday because I got to work Monday night. So I just got to be back early to get her back, and it's gonna be a quick trip there and back.
Yep, I'm with it. I'm with it. I know Mizzle was looking for plane tickets. Mizzle, if you want to save money on plane tickets, let's just all ride together.
Yeah. Oh shit, we'll squeeze that equipment. We're gonna be packed in that motherfucker, but we gonna go.
Would you be able to do the rental things out there?
The what?
The rentals out there?
No, I'll just take my big speakers with me. I got the speakers at I got speakers. So I'll just take
those, or would you be good with those small ones that you have?
I got my bigger ones, so I got the big ones that I can take. That should be big enough for the stadium. Cause you figure it ain't like it's gonna be like 1,000 people there, so.
I mean, that we know of.
Hey, we're gonna make it work.
it's gonna be a good ass time. But yeah, I was gonna say, Mizzle, if you're still watching, man, hey, again, we might be packed in the car, but it'll save some money.
Yep.
Just saying.
Yeah, pour some gas and we can go.
Oh yeah. And paying for gas is a whole hell of a lot cheaper than a plane ticket.
Oh yeah, the plane ticket, yeah.
But this is going to be a good weekend, so we've now confirmed we will be there this Sunday. So it was going to be cool. Matt Ryan, I love you, Matt. You hilarious son of a bitch.
I'll be a queen.
Not cramping. But yeah, man, it's gonna be a hell of a weekend. It's gonna be fun. I'm excited to see how everything goes down. I'm definitely expecting big time, high action, high energy style games this weekend. So it's definitely gonna be fun to watch for sure. I mean, damn, EJ was sick with it with all of it, huh? Just Cinderella story of all Cinderella stories, huh?
Yeah, I think I've been having them for the last couple years now, and I think this year's their year. They're gonna be in Vegas with all the heat. I don't think those East Coast boys can handle all that heat, So yeah,
it's different. It's different.
It's definitely different.
It's a different type of it's a different type of heat for sure. So I mean, we'll see how it goes, but yeah, it's definitely gonna be fun to watch. I'm excited to see everybody there and stuff like that. It's gonna be a good time. The shit talking is gonna be funny to watch. That's for damn sure. But getting down there, being able to get some film, take some pictures, get with everybody, that'll be a good time. We'll get a good video on the YouTube channel and stuff like that from that weekend, just like we did last time in Bullhead City. So it's gonna be good. Let's see. Real quick, other news. I mean, EJ, you've been in the semi-pro games. Like we seen what just happened. They put the film out and everything of what happened this last weekend.
They did?
It's on the
Is it in the Brotherhood?
Yep, it's there. The Bruins are trying to plead their case. You know,
For what? What do you mean?
I don't know. I don't know. They're trying to blame all factors on a whole bunch of different shit that, you know,
Okay.
oh, if it wasn't for
Okay.
that. I mean, I'm just seeing a whole
hold
hell
on.
of a lot of excuses for
I
stupid
mean,
fucking activity, but
I'm gonna
that's
clip this.
just
I'm gonna clip this later on because you know they've been in my DMs. They've been in CUS DMs. You know, trying to get a podcast or whatever. Let me get at you guys right now. Listen here, brother. You guys are doing all this talking, and I don't even know how you guys made it this far. I gave you guys the benefit of the doubt. You know, at the beginning when you guys got blown out to the Raiders in preseason, but now you guys are fighting against the refs and all that. And then you guys are in the, CUSN DMs doing all this, oh, the team is coming up and whatnot. But it's like I was saying, if you guys were able to keep it together and, work together, you guys like had a whole bunch going on all season long. You went through, like you gutted out the whole organization. Like what? You guys owner or whatever. Like, bruh, looking bad for y'all
well, ain't
right
no
now,
team
bro.
no more. It's a lifetime ban.
Yeah, y'all
CFCA
look, yeah,
just,
it's over. Like,
you know, every player that's on that team, everybody in the coaches, there's going to be more investigations and stuff like that going on. But, you know, especially for legal investigations of what's going to be happening.
it's like, well,
I even saw a comment. It's like going to jail over 37U is crazy work.
like, what are you fighting the refs for? Like, what was the point of you doing that? There's no reason for you to get that mad, bro.
Soft
Like,
ego
what?
shit, man. No room for soft egos in this game.
Like, I'm gonna go. Let me go find this video, man. Cause oh boy, how do I tell you? Like, what is the point, man? Like, you bringing all that thug energy and all that onto the field for what?
Yeah.
Like, there's no point in you doing that. Like, you want to be hard and grown man semi-pro football that could
Now you can't
potentially,
become.
take you somewhere for what? Like, what's the point?
So
See
that
why
entire roster, coaching staff, everybody gone, done,
it's a
never
lot of
again.
these YNs with just no discipline. That's all it boiled down
It's
to.
not even
Well, it's
them.
not
It's
even
not
that. It's
even
a lot of
them.
old
It's
heads,
not
no
the
discipline.
YNs. It's the old heads, bro. Promise you, it's the old heads. Like, listen. When I used to play Pop Warner football, I literally had a dad come on the field to try to fight the rep. I promise you. We were at CRC. We were playing against the South Sac Raiders. I used to play for the Dukes. We were playing against the South Sac Raiders. Or no. Yeah, with the South Sac Raiders. And we beat them, I think, like what? It was some call that the ref had made that I guess the dad didn't agree with. Dude literally came on the field and tried to fight the ref. I was like, whoa, this is insane, man.
I'm saying, like
So it's the old heads.
there
They
are
they take it too
people,
serious.
out there just again, it's soft ego shit. This game is not a game for the weak minded, the weak of heart. You know, I've seen, people at Pop Warner games, coaches getting killed, at Pop Warner games in front of their kids. Yeah, we've seen plenty of, shit like that go down because parents, whatever it may be, people don't know how to act. It's a fucking child game. Everybody's got fucking work in the morning, especially fucking with 37U. Because everybody's got work the next day. And now y'all might not. Now the CFCA might not even have any refs coming out to any of the next playoff games because of this shit. They might
Oh,
not have any
that's what's
more.
being said.
Yeah, they might not have any more playoffs because they ain't got no refs.
Are you serious?
Yes, that is a high possibility.
What?
We don't know for sure, but it's a very high possibility that no refs are going to show up to none of these games because there's always something fucking happening. That was one of the reasons why I didn't want to come back and play this year. Is because every fucking game, something's going on. People talking shit, people and getting in their feelings, all this stuff. It's like, for what? It's a fucking child's game. None of us are getting paid. Why are y'all taking this that seriously? It makes no fucking sense. It's not even one of those leagues to where you get paid anything if you win the championship. You just get a fucking piece of plastic and a piece of plastic, a hand slap, a fucking pat on the back, and we'll see you at work tomorrow. It makes no sense. I understand there's passion for the game. There's passion and there's fucking stupidity. Straight up stupidity. That's why I can't do that shit no more. One of the last games that I played, one dude, I got so much into his fucking head, he's trying to take extra shots at me at the end of plays. It's just like, bro, why do I want to play in a league like that where nobody knows how to act? Why would I want to play semi-pro with a bunch of dudes who just, you're fucking children? That's why you play here. That's why you're not at the next level. That's why you play for nothing. Except to talk shit to each other on a fucking Facebook group page. Like, really? That's what we're living for? That's what we're doing now? Like, come on. If you're going to play the game, play it right. Know how to act. But, I mean, again, the CFCA, they came out with their announcement or their whole thing, their investigation, all the other shit that they're going to be doing, but they're going to have a hard time finding any refs for these next playoff games, and they might have a hard time finding refs for next year. The entire year. They already have a hard time finding refs for these games. Now, the fuck? Refs are getting jumped because of stupid people now? Nah, fuck that.
I mean, the Tigers may be able to help because I know they got a real respected organization.
I mean,
with their
maybe even with their help, they may not be the problem, but other teams will be. The Fury have been cool, the Outlaws have been all right, but everything else outside of that, everyone's just, again, soft egos. Get mad at it all you want to. You're fucking banned now. So what does that mean? You don't get to play football anymore. You don't get to play football for nothing anymore. Like, it makes no sense. Like they said, you're going to be risking fucking jail time for 37U. That's crazy. Like, that's wild shit. So... Hey, we'll see what the CFCA does. We'll see, because this is going to get out because the Brotherhood, that's national. That's not just the CFCA. That's everybody
East Coast.
in the country.
East Coast is going to rip them apart.
Everybody saw that.
Good. East Coast is going to cook them. How do I tell you?
Everybody in the country saw that shit. So you think none of the other refs and stuff saw this? They probably don't have nearly as many problems like that anywhere else. I've only seen it in this league. Northern, Southern California. That is the only places that I've seen this type of shit happen. Now, if it happens anywhere else, then it happens everywhere else, and that's fine. Well, it's not fine, but regardless, again, you're playing semi-pro football for no money. You're not getting paid. You have work the next day, and you're paying for a piece of plastic to be able to brag and gloat on a fucking Facebook group page that nobody else in the country, other than the players, have access to. Like, what are we really doing here? That shit makes no sense to me. Absolutely no sense. I have all the respect in the world for the Tigers, but I ain't got no respect for anybody else because that's one of the reasons why I didn't want to play. Like, I'm not going to do it. I'm not going to put my body on the line for motherfuckers who don't care. It's like, for what? Why am I going to do that? Yeah, I got dudes taking shots at me at the end of plays for what? Because you couldn't handle it? Because you're soft in the ego and between the legs, you're trying to take shots? You hit like a bitch, by the way. Forgot what number he was, but he's on the fucking nightmare. I know that. It's just like, it's stupid shit, bro. It's stupid shit. And they wonder why people look at it as a joke. Like, when you do shit like that, you're fucking fighting refs for real. Bruins out there trying to make a case. Oh, well, the refs are talking. The ref he brought his son, and his son is protected. You're making excuses for bullshit. I don't give a fuck if it was the ref's son. I don't give a fuck if it was anybody's son or whatever. The fact that y'all decided, your whole team was gonna jump 4 refs, you're a pussy.
Yeah, that shit make no sense
You're
whatsoever.
bitch made. You always been bitch made, and that's why you're here. And well, now you're not here anymore because you're banned for life, at least from the CSCA.
That should be banned from any fucking sport after some shit like that.
Bro, you should never have to. You should never be able to touch any fucking field for the rest of your life. That's bitch made pussy shit. Get mad at it all you want to. That's fine. You should be mad at yourself. Look yourself in the fucking mirror. You're making the game harder for everybody else, especially for the dudes who are out there because they just want to play the game because they're passionate about the game. And that's fine. Being out there to be passionate about the game, doing it for fun, get out there, keep yourself in shape, whatever it may be. But all the dudes outside of that who take it, however type of personal and take it some sort of like seriously the way they do, nah, bro. That's not the business. Again, that completely tells me why you are where you are. You can sit here and brag about, oh, I was D1, I was D2, I played college ball, but you're semi-pro now. Most of y'all have been semi-pro since you got out of college. What does that say? It's like, fuck, what are we really doing? But that's what I'm saying. Like, y'all aren't even playing for anything. At least in the A7, like, yeah, everybody got, work the next day or whatever, but they're playing for $25K. They're actually playing for some money at the end of the year. Not just a trophy and bragging rights. They're playing for money. Flag tournaments, they're playing for money. Semi-pro, y'all ain't playing
right.
for shit.
They're not. Yeah, they're not playing for nothing but just a trophy. That's
what I'm saying. Y'all ain't playing for shit.
Wow, man.
A piece of plastic and bragging rights on a Facebook group page. That's it. How am I supposed to respect that? It makes no sense. 0 sense whatsoever. But hey, people are going to do what they're going to do. And what do we know? We're just here talking about sports. But regardless, that shit's going to be, handled the way it's going to be handled. We'll see what, happens, furthermore, at least in that aspect, but what we're really worried about is this weekend, A7FL Final Four. The family's going to be there. We're all going to be there. It's going to be a fun time. You get to see everybody out there, everybody in the A7 from the East Coast, West Coast, people who we've been talking to throughout this entire year. Can't wait to actually see you guys in person. Actually, be able to talk a little bit more. Respect the hell out of everybody. Everybody had a great season, especially the ones who aren't in right now and watching from home. That's fine. You guys have busted your ass all season. Final Four, man. It's gonna be something crazy.
You didn't bust it enough because you ain't in the Final Four, so try again next year.
It's just Mad 6 being Mad 6. I'm over here trying to give everybody compliments. Mad 6
you ain't gonna be there, but I'm gonna be there.
We got the Insomniacs taking on the Animals, the BIC taking on the Sickwidit. 1v2, both East versus West Coast. A historical day for sure for the A7FL. So everybody tune into that. It's going to be either on YouTube or go to a7fl.tv or a7fl.tv/watch to be able to find out where you can watch it. There are more avenues to be able to watch it than YouTube. Matter of fact, if you can watch it on anything else other than YouTube, that's going to help the league even more. They got it on Fox Soul, DAZN, Fight TV, Triller TV. They've got a whole bunch of different avenues. They've got it on Tubi, Roku, all that other shit. So be able to see it on stuff. It'll be able to help them out big time if you watch it somewhere other than YouTube. So if you can do that, go do that. For more A7FL news and everything else that has to do with the A7FL news, we've been partnered with them for the last about 4 or 5 years now. So We're going to keep doing as much as we can, but we appreciate the hell out of every single one of you guys for hanging out with us on this Tuesday. We'll see you guys again, maybe Friday, depending on how some things go. We'll see Friday. I think we'll be good Friday. I'm not sure. But regardless, this weekend, I mean, Mad Sticks confirmed it here. This weekend we will be there, so there's going to be a lot of good content that comes out of this weekend. So be aware of that. Be sure to subscribe to Jaffos TV. Be a friend, tell a friend, let everybody know where to watch the most diverse entertainment platform on the entire planet. If you are a nerd like myself, the 18th session of the Sable Knights for Botched Initiative will be taking place tomorrow. Same time, same channel, Jaffos TV at 7 p.m. And then once again, we'll have another show Friday and try and get some Ring Psychology podcast stuff up as well. Probably not this weekend because again, there's going to be travel things that are going to be going on for us.
I'm thinking about getting something cooking, man. I'm not gonna lie, I'm thinking about getting something cooking.
Hey, if you're gonna get, if cooking is in like cooking food.
No. Something for the
cooking to the channel.
something for the production.
Oh,
I'm thinking about getting something cooking.
All right. So yep, well, appreciate you guys, and go to JaffosTV.com, get all your merch. We got new stuff in there now. I'm gonna be putting another thing up, especially inspired after the conversation that I had with the greatest arena football player of all time, Mr. Barry Wagner. That we had, or that conversation that I had with him earlier the day before the show. Go check that out. A little over an hour that we talked. I thought it was going to be like a quick 15-30 minute conversation. We ended up talking for about an hour. Not just football, but a lot of good stuff. Dude is a hell of a human being, just a whole lot more than I could have ever expected. So get down once again, Jaffos TV, go check that out. And be able to give some love to the arena football legend himself, Mr. Barry Wagner. So for myself, JP, for the greatest of all time, DJ Wise, Mr. DJ Mad Six, the prodigy EJ Wizzle. We'll see you guys again next time.
Peace.